Hey, in this series I search for the most famous VTubers from each country. We have already visited 10 countries in previous episodes, finding some local and worldwide famous VTubers. This time, as always, I've prepared some more and less famous countries, but all of them have something special and quite unexpected, especially South Africa. But this will be our second destination point. I need to start this video from Indonesia. This country has so many VTubers, including some big names like Kobo Kanaeru. With 2.7 million subscribers on YouTube, she is the biggest Indonesian VTuber, and she has a solid place in the top 10 most famous VTubers of the world. To tell you everything about Kobo, I'll need to make a separate video dedicated to her activity. But the reason for her popularity is quite simple. She is talented. Her vocal performances are one of the best in Hololive. This results in tens of millions of views on her original songs. She doesn't have that many of them on her channel, but if we count all the collabs with other Hololive members and indie VTubers, the number will be much bigger. Even if you take a look at Marin, she has 3 songs that got more than 50 million views, and one of them was with Kobo. So, they are both famous for their singing skills, but apart from that, there is not so much in common between those two. Kobo's voice is probably one of her strongest sides. Kobo's English and Japanese mainly help her in creating some memes and viral clips. They reach a worldwide audience, but honestly, in case of Kobo, there is no need to focus on a global scale, because Kobo is a local Indonesian star, and the main reason for her popularity is her understanding of local culture among young people. The best showcase of this is her first year in Hololive. Some of her streams reached higher views than her debut, and so far I've seen something like that only on her and Marin channels, if we don't count some older generations. And I believe there are 2 reasons for such engagement on her streams: choice of games and collabs with famous local creators and gamers. This small part of the video is not enough to cover everything. We have already dedicated a lot of time to Kobo, and we need to move on to the next VTuber. I will make a video where I'll try to cover everything about Kobo in the future, but for that I'll probably need someone who has a better knowledge of local events and culture. So if you want to see that video, you can subscribe to the channel and like this video to help it reach more people. Now, I have a little problem. Indonesia has so many VTubers that there is no way to cover all of them in this video. All Hololive ID girls are relatively famous, but I have separate videos speaking about them. However, when it comes to indie VTubers, there are still too many of them. But I've prepared this Indonesian purple duo for you. It's not like they're connected somehow, they are just both purple. Mythia Batford is the largest Indonesian indie VTuber. Right now she has already reached 1 million on her channel. But what I love about indie VTubers is their journey, not just the result. She debuted almost 5 years ago, and looking at her debut, all variations of her model and content she created to reach those numbers, it just feels nice to see the results of all those efforts. Same as Kobo, she speaks Indonesian on her streams, but she seems to focus less on gaming and more on other types of content, like just chatting, ASMR, and yeah, games as well. Mostly some horrors or funny games that focus on emotions. As for our second purple VTuber, Michi has 227k, but her main platform is Twitch, at least when it comes to streaming. What also makes her different is that she speaks English, so it makes her more famous outside of Indonesia. Her streams are very funny, diverse, and she has a lot of content apart from them. But what I like the most is probably the design of her model, her lore and community, and other local things. Purple and white colors look so good together. Her mascot, which is definitely not an alien rabbit, looks cool. And as for her community, I'm not the one to speak here, since I don't know that much about it, but from clips, wiki and streams I've seen, I must say that Michi's quotes are so hilarious. And her audience, if this part on wiki is true guys, it's just crazy. But it's actually funny. If you are a fan of Michi and you're watching this video, you can tell me and other people more about her and her community. Meanwhile, let's continue our journey. The next destination is South Africa, and as I promised, I prepared something interesting for you here. Or being more honest, some chain of random events did it for me. I wanted to speak about South Africa in my second video, but their biggest talent graduated. Thanks to this comment, I wanted to include some smaller VTubers in addition to Kitania. But while I was working on other videos, a green creature emerged from the river of the Nile. So today we are starting our journey from Nitya, and while I can't be sure if she is South African since she is a crocodile, I have a feeling that she might have a connection to this country. Nitya debuted on 28th of October, and since then she has been streaming almost every day. She even made her first cover on her channel singing All Stars, a song that reminds me of another famous green creature. I really like how everything on this channel is green. Her model, references, and even her live page looks somewhat green. She plays a lot of green games. Minecraft and Green Hell are the best examples so far. I really recommend that you check at least some clips of Nitya playing Minecraft, and probably after that you'll go to rewatch some of her streams or join her on the next live. You won't regret it since it's a very fun experience and her accent is very cute. I'd love to tell more about Nitya, but her channel is very new. Even this way she already has more than 20k subscribers, and it's just the beginning. I have a feeling that I'll speak about Nitya in the future videos, and while we're still in South Africa, let's take a look at some more VTubers, Snowy and Azura Cup. If you love cozy VTubers and chill streams, you should definitely check them out. Snowy is a catgirl VTuber and she makes tons of content, shorts, regular ASMR videos and almost daily streams on Twitch. Currently she is playing 7 Days to Die and League of Legends, in addition to occasional just chatting streams and collabs with other VTubers. I know I just said she's a cozy VTuber, and it's still true. Don't let those games deceive you. As for Azura, she's a dedicated gamer, and currently she's focused on one game on her streams, Hunt Showdown. But in my opinion, the choice of games is not the main reason to watch her. It's all about the community. She started her VTubing career 5 years ago, and since then, she has been taking an active part in developing the local community, taking part in conventions and writing her blog about VTubing and gaming. You can still find new posts on her page with her opinion on recent events or just the games she played. Azura is truly passionate about what she does, so if you're interested in joining her community, you can find her on YouTube or Twitch. And it feels like a good time to continue our journey. And the next stop is Ireland. I was very excited to look for VTubers in this country, but my reasons for that were the colors of the flag and the local title. Unfortunately, I could not find green VTubers in Ireland, but at least I found Cakejumper. And her model is orange, or at least half orange, it still counts. Cakejumper has 67k subscribers on YouTube and 55k on Twitch, which kinda means that she's the biggest Irish VTuber. It's not that easy somehow, but I'll tell you why later. What matters now is the content she makes and what I can tell you about her. And there is a lot. 5 years ago, she started as a streamer and content creator, and at some point she also became a VTuber, debuting with her first model. And she still keeps both versions of her content, with both VTuber and IRL streams. For that reason, Cakejumper is one of the most diverse content creators I've seen. Let's start with the most obvious things, gaming. She plays a lot on her streams, mostly using her model, and if you take a look at her choice of games, you may think that's a nice cozy VTuber. And well, it is a bit different this time. If you ask me, her streams are cozy, yes, but she has a nice combination of chill games with non-stop yapping about different topics. And if you're watching VTubers for their personality, it will work perfectly for you. In addition to that, she sometimes streams with her camera and has many other type of content, like regular cooking streams and just chatting. She also takes part in local conventions, and sometimes she even has streams with online tours of some places and events. So once again, we have a VTuber who's really passionate about many creative things and takes an active part in the community, creating some fun and cool content. And you know what? I have one more VTuber here, Mystic Light, with 78k on her Twitch. For that reason, it's really hard to tell which one of them is more famous, but honestly, it's not that important. So let me tell you more about Mystic. She is a gamer and an artist. Her first models were rigged and designed by her, and she also has many art streams with a very chill and cozy atmosphere. But when it comes to her gaming streams, the mood can be quite different, from just a little more lively side of her to moments like that.
I hope the Hollow Knight's devs make lots of money off the new game they're releasing so that you can pay for my fucking therapy sessions!
So, her content is quite diverse and very creative, and the good thing for her audience is that she streams frequently, sometimes almost daily, and depending on her activities, the stream can last more than 10 hours, so no matter which time zone you live in, you can hop on her streams. Plus, having an option to spend a lot of time at the stream of your favorite VTuber is always a good thing. For me, those two were a very pleasant and interesting discovery, and I believe many people will enjoy their content as well. I know there are even more Irish VTubers, so if you know such, you can share them in the comments. And we are moving to the next country, which is Canada. I was looking forward to speaking about this country since I really love many Canadian VTubers, but today we need to choose a few of them, and while the main choice was an obvious one, I had some troubles with the rest, but I'll keep it for later since now is the time to reveal the biggest and most famous Canadian VTuber, and you already know it's Ouro Kronii. She's a part of Hololive Promise generation and has 1.1 million subscribers on her channel. It's actually a very interesting generation of Hololive since all its members have very close numbers when it comes to subscribers. But there is something special about Kronii, since she has the most consistent and high views in her generation. And it makes sense. Consistency matches the time overseer just right, so it's cool that her audience follows the rules. But as for Kronii herself, I'm afraid to point it out, but she has a bit of chaos on her channel. I was trying to figure out what kind of lives she mostly has, and the answer is, it depends. Usually she has a lot of co-op streams, but then she has 2 months of just solo gaming and just chatting streams. So the consistent overseer of time has her own surprises and secrets, but her audience really enjoys all of her content. As for me, I'll say my usual thing and add that even with all these results, Kronii is underrated, at least when it comes to her music. So many amazing covers and originals, and while they really failed, some of them both deserved and could have reached tens of millions of views. And she also has one of the best outfit designs in Hololive. As for other VTubers, Canada is a place where many of them have a different origin, like Metara or pick anyone else. So I could have missed someone, and overall, you won't see every famous VTuber in this video, but I'll make one covering more Canadian VTubers in the future. As for today, let's speak about Dokibird. She is without any doubt the most famous and influential indie VTuber there. Dokibird does so many high quality things, has some of the best collabs with other VTubers, and even organized some cool and amazing events. And while she's not as famous as Iron Mouse, she really does a lot for the community. Right now she's on her way to 1 million on her YouTube, and it may seem like a good result considering her career, but in reality it's even better than it seems, because while Dokibird started her YouTubing career in 2020, she actually graduated 1 year later and redebuted in 2024, and since then she has done so many things. Her new model, which she introduced later, is one of my favorite designs. Interactions with other VTubers are amazing, as well as the games she plays on her streams, and many more creative things she does, like singing Five Nights at Freddy's song at her concert. One day I'll make a full video about Dokibird, but it will happen somewhere later next year. And it happens so that we have only 4 countries in today's video. I left the reasons in description, so you can check if you are wondering what was the 5th country. You can also check the previous parts of the series if you have not seen them. As for today, thank you for watching and see you in the future videos.